you're from here, right? You're
Yeah.
a Northern Kentucky girl.
I am born and raised in Northern Kentucky.
What kind of decision was that when you decided, okay, I'm going to make the move back home, but I'm going to change careers when I make that move?
So I think my husband and I always had in our head, we always knew we wanted to eventually, when we had a family, get home. It just made sense for us. We both grew up near our families. We want our son to grow up, and go visit his grandparents if he just wants to go stay with them all weekend, be with his cousin. And so we always knew that this would happen when the opportunity presented itself to move home. And for a new career, it was definitely a lot of, pros and cons, sleepless nights. There's a lot of things to take into consideration, big things as far as, making the move from a professional standpoint, having roots in, the retail industry for, 8-ish years and completely shifting to something brand new, unknown, dare I say. I didn't want to feel guilty for being curious anymore. And I figured if we were going to make the move and there was an opportunity that presented itself, we should dive in, head first. But scary nonetheless, whether that's selling our house, finding a new place to live, to as simple as, finding a new dentist, silly things. Scary for sure. I mean, it was only a 2-hour, relocation. But still, it's 2 hours and, moving our whole life. We had established ourselves for 5 years in Columbus. We had some great friends. We were part of a really great church. We loved it there, but we made the decision, and it definitely feels, it's been 2 years now, in hindsight, looking back, 2 years, and is definitely the move we needed to make.
I feel like you kind of buried the lead because your transition went really well, but it could have been very stressful, right? You transferred from merchandising in the fashion industry to sales in the staffing industry. What is it about sales that is making you happy? Like, what is it about this job that is making you happy? Why do you enjoy it so much?
Sure. So the reason why I chuckle, and it just makes me laugh, honestly, I thought about something that, again, didn't want to feel guilty for being curious. Something that's always kind of been in the back of my mind from a sales perspective is thinking back to my yearly reviews every year when I was, on the buying side, the merchandising side, even on the marketing side for, Victoria's Secret headquarters. It was awesome. I got to experience and meet so many great people, but every time I would get my review, the first thing they would talk about, whether, not a lot of people like to toot their own horn, but the number one thing that people always gave me positive feedback about was my cross-functional relationships and how those were always, the most important thing to me. And it's so true. I mean, a lot of people can say that they're people, but I definitely consider myself a people person. I love, building relationships, nurturing relationships, meaningful relationships. It makes me feel like I have a purpose. And I tell my candidates this too, and my clients, I love connecting cool people to cool opportunities. And when I can do that, it's a feeling like I can't describe it.